Hi, it's me again, Kenzie. If you're new here, welcome. This is a place where I like to talk about urban homesteading and homeschooling high schoolers in particular, both of those things in Canada. So I live in the prairies of Canada in Manitoba, and I have a small urban homestead. So today I want to talk about what is an urban homestead and how can you start one. Like, subscribe, and let's get into that. So let's talk about what is homesteading. We hear that a lot nowadays, right? We've got this country decor going on and all the things, and I'm just as guilty. I love it. However, the actual definition of homesteading is having a home on a piece of property, land of some sort. Urban homesteading, however, we generally don't have a lot of land. I do have a home, but I don't have the land. So homesteading in that situation is a lifestyle of self-sufficiency. Especially in today's day and age, I believe self-sufficiency is important. So how do we get self-sufficient? Well, we can and preserve the food that we access. I grow a garden. If you do not grow a garden, you shop when the produce is on sale and you preserve it. Whether that's canning, freeze drying, even just freezing. You buy it on sale, you preserve it. That way, you've got it. Okay, so that's one tip that, especially in the prairies of Manitoba and Canada, we can't access all good produce during the full year. So when it comes to nectarines and peaches and those types of delicious fruits that we have a hard time growing, that's something that I like to stock up on and preserve throughout the year, generally canning it, and then we have it fresh all season long. Grow your own food. So if you have a smaller area, you can have pots on a balcony or in your yard and grow peppers and tomatoes. Love pots. I've got probably over 20 plants, pepper plants this year in pots, and they are thriving. I've never done that before. I have some in my garden as well. However, my pots are, those little peppers are loving those pots. It keeps all that heat in. Again, Manitoba prairies, not the longest growing season, so you need to really work with what you have. We raise animals. We raise animals for meat and for eggs. So that's another way of being self-sufficient. So basically, just preserving, being self-sustainable, making and reusing things as you can. I make my own soap. I make my own cleaning products. Does that mean I still buy some of those things? Yeah, I'm not 100%. I'm not perfect. It's a learning curve. But we have livestock animals, and then we have pet animals as well. So that's one of our cats. They're indoor cats. So anyways, let's talk about how we get started on this process. Now that we kind of know what it is and that we want to be self-sustaining and we want to garden and we want to grow our own food and reuse and be sustainable, how do we do it? You guys in there, Tate. Okay, so how do we get started in this lifestyle? First things first, if you are urban homesteading, meaning you don't live in the country, you don't have an acreage, you don't have space and miles without neighbors. First things first, ask your neighbors. I only have 2 side neighbors. I don't have backyard neighbors. So that was easy. Luckily, we have a good relationship with our neighbors. They were excited to hear about our venture into raising some small livestock, and and I toss them some fresh eggs every now and then. And they actually really just they enjoy seeing the animals around. But yes, definitely ask your neighbors. Secondly, and I say second because I guess it just depends on your thoughts on this. Check with your town or your city or your provincial or your county or wherever you are, the bylaws. Technically, I don't think I should admit this. Check with your bylaws and just see what they are and make your own decision from there. Once you've established the livestock rules and bylaws and with the neighbors, then you need to decide what kind of livestock. Start small. Research. Do not just jump into anything. We started with hens. Excuse me. We started with hens that lay eggs, and I researched the type of breed that was hardy, again, for Manitoba, for prairie winters. We need a hardy winter breed. So with that being said, I have some Wyandottes, I have an Americana, and I have an Easter egger, which is essentially like a mutt hen. I also have some olive eggers, and I had just some basic browns. They made it through winter. They're great. They are happy hens. So winter hardy breeds, quiet breeds. That was the other important one. In an urban homestead, I needed a quiet breed. What else do you need in an urban homestead? No roosters. Roosters are definitely a disturbance. One day I want a rooster. One day when I have property, I will have a rooster. Until then, my neighbors don't want to hear a rooster. So, will your hens still lay eggs? Yes, 100%. They do not need a rooster to lay eggs. They are happily laying. I get many eggs a day, and I preserve them, and I enjoy them, and they lay year round, the breeds I have. So that's another thing. We also have meat rabbits. Very, very quiet. Winter hardy for sure, because they have a beautiful fur coat. But do you want to butcher meat rabbits? Okay, that's something you need to consider. We have meat chickens. Another thing, they're quiet. They literally do nothing but eat. Do you want to butcher them? Okay, so those are things you're gonna have to think about. You can also pay someone to do that for you. There are companies that will take your livestock and butcher and process them for you. However, that is an additional cost. We don't do that. My husband is content to do the processing, and I help, and that's fine. But yeah, definitely you want to research the type of livestock you want to get into. When it comes to gardening, what garden zone are you in? Important. What can you grow well? Now, have fun. Grow what you want to grow. Those rules aren't, to die by, but you want to plant for success. So plant things that grow well in your area and have a bountiful harvest. That's makes you feel successful, and it makes it easier to continue. You don't get so discouraged. So yeah, so those are some of my tips, and let me know in the comments. Do you have questions? Do you have animals? What kind of animals would you start with? Leave your comments, like and subscribe, and yeah, let me know if I missed anything and if you have questions. Let's grow this community. Have a great day.